Surprise, motherfucker! What's up? This is Venture Satanis. Um, Coming to you live from the kids' playroom upstairs. This is another episode of Game Master Fails. So I was on Twitter yesterday. I'm on Twitter quite a bit, not as much as some people, but enough. So if you want to follow me on Venture Satanis, there, cool. I was on Twitter and people were posting stuff in this Dungeons and Dragons thread about um, investigation and DCs or difficulty checks for investigation, for finding things. Like if you get 10 or above, then you find like the most obvious thing, and 15 and 20. And I said, well, you don't have to do it that way. There's another way, a better way. Old school didn't have that. Old school D&D didn't use investigation checks like that. And you can read about this in the Old School Primer, which, if you've never read that, it's a free PDF that's been around since the beginning of the OSR, since like, I don't know, 2009, something like that. And they go into detail, like before third edition and fourth and fifth edition D&D, what you did is the player would, or the game master would present the scene, whatever it is, whatever's going on in the room or in the place. And then the players would say that their character is investigating and looking at this or looking at that. And instead of rolling, you hashed it out verbally. You talked about like, the game master would give them information about what was obvious. Like you look in the room and there's an ogre or something like that. That's pretty obvious. But once the ogre is slain, then, the players want to search. So the characters look around and they find, I don't know, a bag of gold or something like that. And if they want to keep searching, then they might find something else. If they, the game master might say, like, oh, how much time do you want to spend searching? Or, you're just going to like look around for the most obvious loot, or you're going to go into detail. I mean, if it's a small room, that might not even be necessary. They search around, they find maybe a cobblestone that looks a little asymmetrical where it's placed. And then that might prompt the players to say, oh, well, I'm going to take a closer look at that, and I want to see like if there's anything underneath it, or if maybe I can pop it out or something like that. And the game master would give them further information depending on what's going on with that cobblestone. But I guess in modern D&D, everybody relies on DC checks, difficulty checks, and makes you roll. I think the rolling is just more artificial. It takes away from the investigation. You're not really investigating anything. You're just kind of rolling dice and seeing what the results are based on what the adventure says. So it seems obvious to me that the old school approach is better. I don't say that across the board about everything, but a lot of times, yeah, the old school approach is better, and definitely in this case. So I mentioned that on Twitter, and some people are like, like what? Or please explain. So I did, and like with everything, some people are going to be like interested enough to find out more and maybe take that approach, and some people are just going to ignore it, and some people are going to get all heated and angry and like, how dare you, criticize the way I play D&D or something. I don't know. But that's yeah. If you just automatically call for dice rolls when it's time to search around or investigate or look for stuff, that, in my opinion, is a game master fail. So this is number 2 in the series. When I think of stuff, or when you comment down below about what you want to see, or have me talk about, I will do so. That's it.